So I went to 3 different agency owners, and they all pitched me their services. And I said, honestly, I couldn't afford them. And so I said, what would it take for you? And this is the question: what would it take for you to teach me how to run ads? And I was like, I'll pay you every hour. He's like, I don't sell my time. And I was like, it's America. Everybody sells their time.
Yeah, how much?
Yeah, exactly. What would it take? And he said $750 an hour, which to me was an unbelievable amount of money at the time. And so I said, okay, deal. And I said, but the terms are, I have to have my hands on the computer, not you.
Yeah.
And you need to tell me what to do, and then I have to do it. And then if you change something, I need to understand the decision making behind it.
Why you did that.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it took me 8 sessions with this guy. 8 1-hour sessions.
But it's cheaper than hiring him for 2 months.
Totally. Oh, he asked for $5,000 a month, and I was like, oh my God, I can't afford that. But and every time I would do it, and then I'd record it, and then I'd rewatch it a couple of times. I would take notes, and then the next one, I was like the best student ever, right? But by the 6th time I got it, and by the 8th time, I was like, I don't need this guy anymore. I get it. And so that $6,000 investment made me millions of dollars in my life, because I knew how to advertise, and I didn't know how to advertise before. I could get leads. I could, and I could call them and close them, bring them to my gyms, and then eventually I showed other gyms how to do the same thing that I did. And so this is the leverage, right? How do you get more for what you put in?
Yes.
And the biggest and best investment that you can make is in your own skill set, because skills are the ultimate hedge against inflation. They're the hedge against currency changes. People are like, what's going to happen to the dollar? Doctors are going to get paid in Seychelles or Bitcoin or US dollars. It doesn't matter. If you have value to exchange, the world will exchange for it.
Yes.
And so that's the big thing that I think people who are starting out miss.
What's the number one skill that people should be investing in to earn more?
Promotion. You need to learn to advertise. So if you think about it in sequence, right? If you start a business, what are the contingencies? If no one knows you exist, no one can buy your stuff. And so you have to first let people know you exist. So it begins with advertising. Now, advertising doesn't mean you have to run paid ads. I say advertise, I define that as letting people know about your stuff. And so you can let people know one-on-one via outreach. So you can DM, you can email, you can phone call, you can knock on doors, and all that's one-on-one. You can make content. You can post on public platforms. You can stand on the sidewalk and shout. It's one to many, right? The third way you can do is you can run ads. The fourth and kind of like secret or more advanced ways that you can use those to then go get somebody who already has that audience that you want. So you get an affiliate to then refer you business. And that's an amazing strategy. But in order to get in touch with those, you reach out one-on-one, you make content, or you run ads. So those are going to be the core things that you're going to be able to do.